Brother, let me ask you something personal. Have you ever been with someone you loved deeply, but still felt like something was missing? You kissed her, you touched her, you spent nights together, but deep down, you knew something wasn't complete. You see, intimacy isn't just about physical closeness. Real intimacy is about power, control, trust, and psychology. And here's the truth most men never realize. You can spend years with a woman, but if you don't understand the psychology of intimacy, you'll never truly own her heart or her mind. In today's masterclass, I'm going to reveal 5 secret Stoic intimacy positions that go way beyond the physical. These are psychological power positions, rooted in Stoic philosophy and backed by modern female psychology. If you master these 5 positions, you won't just be with her, you'll be inside her mind. She'll crave you, trust you, and choose you over every other man. But before we begin, hit subscribe right now, like this video, and stay till the very end, because I promise you, position number 5 will completely change the way you see intimacy forever. Let's dive in. Position number 1, the mind first. Let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered why some couples feel an unbreakable connection, while others, no matter how much they love each other, slowly drift apart? You might have experienced it yourself. Maybe you've had a girl in your life, someone you thought was the one. At first, everything felt magical. Late night calls, cute texts, endless laughter. But slowly the spark faded. The connection weakened. And before you knew it, you were just 2 strangers sharing memories. It hurts, doesn't it? But here's the truth most men never hear. Physical closeness without emotional alignment is empty, and emotional closeness without understanding female psychology is dangerous. That's why today, we're uncovering the first secret Stoic position, something so powerful that it can transform intimacy, build emotional closeness, and make her feel deeply connected to you on a psychological level. I call it the Stoic bridge of intimacy. The philosophy behind it. The Stoics believed that true power comes from control, over desire, not the absence of it, but the ability to direct it wisely. And when it comes to intimacy, this philosophy is a game changer. Most men rush, chasing passion, thinking more intensity, stronger connection. But here's the paradox. The more you chase, the more you lose her respect. The more you slow down, the deeper she feels you. This is why the Stoic bridge of intimacy works. It's not just about the physical act. It's about creating an unspoken, psychological bond where her mind, her emotions, and her body align with yours. Why most men fail here. Let me tell you about David, a 29-year-old guy from London. David was dating Sophie, a gorgeous, confident woman. But no matter what he did, she always seemed distant. He tried being romantic. He bought flowers. He planned vacations. He thought effort, your connection. But Sophie wasn't feeling it. Why? Because David didn't understand this simple truth. Women don't crave constant intensity. They crave deep presence. And here's the twist. This isn't just emotional. It's biological. When a woman feels emotionally aligned and psychologically safe, her body responds differently. Her breathing changes. Her heartbeat synchronizes. Her attraction multiplies naturally. That's exactly what the Stoic bridge of intimacy creates.
How it works. The psychological secret.
Imagine this. You're with her, but instead of rushing, you pause. You look into her eyes, really look. You read her breath. You match her energy. You stop thinking about your next move and start focusing on her state of mind. This triggers something powerful, mirroring. Psychologists at Stanford University discovered that when 2 people subconsciously mirror each other's breathing, pace, and micro-expressions, their brains release oxytocin, the bonding hormone. And suddenly, she feels connected, not just physically, deeply, emotionally, primally. The secret position. Now here's the real key. The Stoic bridge is not just an action, it's a mindset combined with a technique. You don't dominate her body, you lead her energy. You create calmness instead of chaos. You make her feel like she's chosen you instead of being taken. This flips a psychological switch. Instead of feeling pressured, she feels safe. And when a woman feels safe, she opens up, physically and emotionally, at a level most men never experience. Why women remember this forever? Let me share a secret most guys don't know. Women rarely remember positions. They remember how you made them feel. If she feels desired but respected, seen but not judged. Understood without words, you become unforgettable. This is why the Stoic bridge of intimacy works better than anything else. It's not just about passion. It's about creating a moment so deep that she replays it in her mind for weeks, months, years. A powerful story you'll relate to. There's this guy named Ethan from New York. He once told me about his breakup with his college sweetheart, Emily. After 3 years together, Emily left him. Not because of another guy, not because she didn't love him, but because she didn't feel connected anymore. Ethan was crushed. He couldn't understand it. He gave her everything, time, gifts, attention. But what he didn't give her was presence. Months later, they met again. Ethan had changed. He had learned about the Stoic bridge and mastered it. And guess what? Emily noticed immediately. She looked at him and said, "You feel different, calmer, stronger, more grounded." That night, they reconnected, not just physically but psychologically. Ethan finally understood. Intimacy isn't about what you do. It's about what you make her feel. Before we move to the second secret, I want you to think about your own love story. Have you ever lost someone you deeply loved? Have you ever felt the pain of giving everything yet still not being enough? Do you sometimes lie awake, replaying memories of your ex, wondering what went wrong? If yes, then listen carefully. The first secret Stoic position can change that. It's not about getting her body. It's about winning her soul. And trust me, when you master this, she'll never see you the same way again. Position number 2, the breath lock. Let me ask you something personal. Have you ever been in a moment where you wanted her so badly, but somehow she started pulling away? You leaned closer, but she leaned back. You tried harder, but she went cold. It's frustrating, right? Most men think women lose interest because of looks, money, or status. But the truth is, desire dies when psychological tension disappears. This is where the second Stoic secret position comes in. I call it the magnetic grip of desire. When you master this, she feels drawn to you naturally, not because you're chasing, but because her mind and body crave your presence without her even realizing why. The Stoic philosophy behind it. The Stoics taught one timeless lesson. Control what you can, let go of what you can't. Most guys fail with women because they try to control her instead of controlling themselves. They chase validation. They overthink every move. They seek constant reassurance. But here's the paradox. The less you seek her approval, the more she seeks yours. The magnetic grip of desire is not about touch. It's about psychological polarity, creating an invisible pull where she feels you're rare, valuable, and grounded. Why most men turn women off without knowing. Let me tell you about Ryan, a 27-year-old software engineer from San Francisco. Ryan met Clara, a stunning marketing consultant from Chicago. From their first date, he was hooked. But Ryan made a mistake almost every guy makes. He made her his world. Texting all day, double calling when she didn't reply, changing his weekend plans just to be available. Guess what happened? Clara slowly lost interest. Why? Because Ryan's neediness destroyed the psychological tension that fuels attraction. Clara once told her friend over brunch in Manhattan, "Ryan's sweet, but I feel like I already have him. There's no mystery anymore." Boom, that's the silent killer. How the magnetic grip works. This Stoic technique flips the entire dynamic. Instead of chasing her validation, you create an aura of grounded presence that makes her instinctively chase yours. It starts with self-command. Control your emotions instead of letting them control you. Speak less, but make every word hit with weight. Use silence strategically, because silence builds tension. When you do this, something powerful happens in her subconscious mind. Her curiosity spikes. She starts wondering, what's going on inside his head? Why does he feel so different from other guys? The psychological switch. Scientists at Harvard University discovered something fascinating. When a woman doesn't fully understand a man's emotions, her brain releases dopamine, the chemical responsible for obsession and craving. This is why mystery equals attraction. When you master the magnetic grip of desire, you stop oversharing, stop over-explaining, and stop over-chasing. You become unpredictable. And unpredictability creates psychological addiction. The physical layer, the subtle touch. Now here's where it gets deeper. Even though this is a psychological position, there's also a physical layer. It's not about grabbing her. It's about guiding her energy through subtle, controlled movements. For example, instead of rushing into physical closeness, pause at the edge of touch. When your hands finally meet, hold gently but firmly, showing confidence, not neediness. Match her pace instead of forcing yours. This creates an intoxicating tension where every second feels charged with desire. The story of Jake and Olivia. Let me tell you about Jake, a 31-year-old entrepreneur from Los Angeles. Jake was dating Olivia, a vibrant actress with endless options. At first, he struggled to keep her attention, but after studying Stoic principles, he learned the magnetic grip of desire. One night, Olivia confessed something shocking. "Jake, I don't know what it is, but when you're around, I feel like my body reacts before my mind does." Jake wasn't doing more than other men. He was doing less, but with intention. He stopped over-talking. He slowed his pace. He let his silence and energy speak louder than his words. Result? Olivia became obsessed. Why women crave this more than anything? Here's a brutal truth most men don't realize. Women don't want a man who needs them. They want a man who chooses them. The magnetic grip of desire creates this dynamic naturally. She feels your grounded confidence. She senses your emotional control. She experiences your subtle unpredictability, and suddenly she can't stop thinking about you. Not because you're trying to impress her, but because you don't need to. Before we move to the third Stoic secret position, I want you to pause and reflect. Are you chasing women more than they're chasing you? Do you constantly explain yourself hoping she understands you? Are you always available, always texting first, always giving more? If yeah, this is your wake-up call. Women respect men who lead, not those who cling. They're drawn to men who control their energy, not those who beg for attention. Master this, and you'll never have to convince her to want you again. She'll feel it, uncontrollably. Final words for Chapter 2. The magnetic grip of desire is not about playing games. It's about becoming a Stoic leader in intimacy. Calm, grounded, unpredictable, and powerful. When you learn to control your presence, you'll notice something insane. Her attraction multiplies without you saying a single word. Position number 3, the I command. Tell me something, my friend. Have you ever wondered why some men make women crave them endlessly, while others, no matter how attractive or wealthy, struggle to keep her interest? It's not about looks. It's not about money. It's not even about status. It's about psychological anticipation. And that's exactly what this third Stoic secret position is built on. I call it the pulse of anticipation. This isn't just a physical position. It's a mind game wrapped in desire. Master this, and you'll trigger a chemical reaction inside her brain that makes her want you more with every passing second. Why anticipation is the secret weapon of attraction. Here's the brutal truth. Women don't fall for what you give them. They fall for what you make them imagine. The Stoics taught something powerful. Control perception and you control reality. When you create anticipation, you activate the reward centers of her brain, the same areas triggered by adrenaline, passion, and obsession. This is why forbidden love feels irresistible. This is why teasing tension feels intoxicating. And this is why the pulse of anticipation works every single time. The science behind the pulse. Researchers at Stanford University conducted a fascinating study. When a person experiences uncertainty mixed with desire, their brain releases a surge of dopamine, the same chemical responsible for addiction. Meaning, when you master this position, you don't just attract her body, you hook her mind. And once her mind is hooked, her emotions, her body, and her actions follow automatically. How most men kill desire without knowing. Let's talk about Chris, a 28-year-old consultant from New York City. Chris met Emily, a gorgeous architect from London. Their chemistry was insane on the first few dates. But Chris made one mistake. He moved too fast. Always available. Always texting back instantly. Always revealing everything too soon. Within weeks, Emily lost interest. One night, she told her friend during drinks in Soho, "Chris is sweet, but there's no excitement left. I already know exactly what's going to happen next." That's when it clicked for Chris. Predictability is the death of passion. How the pulse of anticipation works. The Stoic approach here is simple yet devastatingly effective. It works on 3 powerful psychological triggers. 1. Delayed gratification. Don't give her everything up front. Withhold just enough to make her lean in closer, physically and emotionally. For example, when you compliment her, stop mid-sentence, letting curiosity burn. When you're close, pause slightly before the kiss. Let her feel the electric silence. When texting, Respond thoughtfully instead of instantly. Make your words worth waiting for. Remember, the longer she waits, the more she invests. 2. Unpredictability and emotional switching. Here's where most guys fail. They're too consistent. Women crave emotional variety, not monotony. One night, take her to a hidden rooftop bar in Brooklyn with candlelit views. The next, surprise her with a late-night coffee at a 24-hour diner in London. Then disappear for a day, only to come back with a playful, teasing message. Why does this work? Because novelty spikes dopamine, and dopamine spikes desire. 3. Strategic silence. This is where Stoic power shines brightest. Sometimes the most seductive thing you can say is nothing at all. Silence forces her mind to fill in the blanks. And guess what? Her imagination will always paint a more intense picture than reality. Example: you're sitting across from her at a quiet restaurant in Los Angeles. You lean back, look directly into her eyes, and just pause. That single moment creates a magnetic tension, because silence, when done right, screams louder than words. The story of Daniel and Sophia. Daniel, a 32-year-old photographer from Toronto, always struggled with keeping women interested. Then he discovered the pulse of anticipation. When he met Sophia, a brilliant interior designer from Sydney, he didn't rush. He slowed down. He created moments of suspense. He let tension breathe. One night, Sophia admitted, "Daniel, being with you feels unpredictable, but in the best way. I never know what's coming next, and that drives me crazy." That's the power of anticipation. He didn't give her more. He made her feel more, engaging the viewer directly. Right now, ask yourself, are you giving away too much too soon? Do women know exactly what you'll text, say, or do next? Do you remove mystery by being overly available? If the answer is yes, then you're suffocating her anticipation. And when anticipation dies, attraction dies with it. The Stoic twist: control yourself first. Here's the deeper Stoic philosophy. You can't control her desire until you control your own. When you stop rushing, when you slow your energy, when you breathe before you act, you project calm authority. And women find calmness deeply seductive. Why? Because it signals emotional mastery, the rarest trait in modern men. Final words for Chapter 3. The pulse of anticipation isn't about manipulation. It's about understanding human psychology at its deepest level. When you master this Stoic position, you stop chasing, and she starts wondering, craving, and leaning in, because anticipation isn't built in her body first. It's built in her mind. Position number 4 on the Stoic anchor. Let me ask you something, brother. Have you ever wondered why some men can touch a woman's mind before they even touch her body? Why some guys, without saying much, without even trying hard, leave women hooked, addicted, and emotionally invested? Here's the catch. It has to be micro, subtle, and perfectly timed. Examples: lightly touching her wrist when you laugh at a joke, brushing her hand when handing her a drink, resting your palm gently on her back when guiding her through a crowded bar in Soho. Tiny moments, massive impact. Why? Because the brain associates micro-touch with trust and desire simultaneously. The story of Ethan and Olivia. Let me give you a real-world example. Ethan, a 29-year-old marketing consultant from Toronto, had always struggled with long-term connections. He was good at getting dates, but terrible at keeping attraction alive. Then he discovered the mind-lock fusion. When he met Olivia, a travel photographer from Melbourne, he shifted his approach. He matched her energy instead of forcing his vibe. He shared personal stories instead of superficial lines. He created subtle micro-touch moments instead of rushing physicality. 3 weeks later, Olivia told him something he'll never forget. "Ethan, it feels like you see parts of me no one else has ever noticed." That, my friend, is the power of the mind-lock fusion. How to use it tonight. Here's a step-by-step breakdown you can apply instantly. Step 1, set the vibe. Choose an intimate, low-noise environment. Think a cozy rooftop in Brooklyn or a hidden wine bar in London. Make sure the lighting is warm and soft. This subtly lowers defenses. Step 2, deepen the emotional connection. Start with playful curiosity, then layer in depth gradually. Transition from fun questions to soul questions. Step 3, use strategic silence. After she shares something personal, pause. Let the silence breathe. That micro moment of tension cements connection. Step 4, introduce micro-touches. Do it naturally, in sync with laughter, storytelling, or guidance. Never overdo it. Less is more. Step 5. Close with anticipation. End the night with something unfinished, a story, a plan, or even a tease. Leave her mind spinning long after you're gone. Now ask yourself, brother, are you still relying only on physical attraction? Are you giving her surface-level conversations instead of emotional intimacy? Are you missing the psychological triggers that make her crave you? Because here's the truth. The men who own her mind will always own her heart. The Stoic twist: control perception, create fusion. The Stoics believed, to influence others, master yourself first. That's exactly what the mind-lock fusion is about. When you stay calm, present, and tuned into her emotional wavelength, you create a connection stronger than desire itself. She feels it instantly. She can't explain why, but she wants more of you, always. Final words for Chapter 4. The mind-lock fusion isn't about manipulation. It's about awareness. It's about awareness. It's about understanding the psychological triggers that drive passion, intimacy, and obsession. Master this and you stop chasing, because she'll start chasing you. And that, brother, is the ultimate Stoic advantage. Position number 5, the eternal imprint. Let me ask you a raw, honest question, brother. Have you ever had a night where you thought the chemistry was perfect? The vibe was electric, but the next morning she pulled away? No calls, no replies, just silence. It happens because most men fail to create what I call an obsession anchor, the psychological and physical fusion point that makes her mind, body, and emotions lock onto you permanently. Master this position, and you won't just make her want you tonight. You'll make her crave you even when you're not around. The science of obsession. Psychologists at Stanford University discovered something wild. When a person experiences high emotional peaks combined with deep physical bonding, the brain releases dopamine and oxytocin together. This creates what neuroscientists call a memory imprint, a powerful psychological link that anchors desire to a specific person. In other words, if you create the right emotional and physical triggers, she'll associate you with those intense feelings, and she'll keep coming back for more. The psychological triggers behind the obsession anchor. To master this position, you need to understand 3 hidden triggers that make it work. 1. The tension curve, the delayed gratification effect. Most guys ruin attraction by rushing. They push for too much, too fast, and they kill the spark. The secret? Build tension, then control the release. Here's how it works. Start slow. Maintain deep eye contact, slow your breathing, and mirror her pace. Amplify curiosity, whisper instead of raising your voice. Tease instead of over-explaining. Break the pattern, just when she expects more, pause. That pause, that moment of unmet anticipation, that's where obsession starts. 2. The emotional spike strategy, the roller coaster effect. A study at Cambridge University showed that unpredictable emotional experiences cause higher dopamine release in women's brains. Translation? Consistency builds trust, but unpredictability builds obsession. Here's how to create it. Mix playfulness with deep moments. Shift between fun, teasing energy and sincere vulnerability. Surprise her. Change venues, change tones, change rhythms. It's like giving her a roller coaster ride of emotions. And guess what? She'll associate you with the thrill. 3. The aftershock principle, the lingering desire effect. Here's where most men completely fail. They give all their energy during the moment, but leave nothing behind. The obsession anchor works because it plants mental triggers that keep her thinking about you long after you're gone. Here's how to do it. End with something unfinished, a story, a tease, or a subtle promise. Leave her with one unforgettable detail, something unique she'll replay in her mind. Use sensory anchors, scents, phrases, or touches that lock memories in place. Example, imagine whispering, "Remember this moment next time you can't sleep," and walking away with a smile. Guess what happens that night? She can't stop thinking about you. The story of Daniel and Harper. Let me give you a real example to make this hit harder. Daniel, a 31-year-old architect from New York City, used to struggle with keeping women interested past the first few dates. Then he mastered the obsession anchor. When he met Harper, a lifestyle blogger from London, he played the game differently. He slowed things down instead of rushing. He mixed light teasing with moments of deep connection. He ended every date with something unfinished, leaving Harper curious. One night, as they walked along the Brooklyn Bridge, Daniel whispered, "I'm not going to kiss you yet. Not until you figure out why I'm holding back." Harper laughed, confused but intrigued. That night she couldn't sleep. The next day she texted him first. 3 months later she confessed, "Daniel, I don't know why, but I'm addicted to you." That's the power of the obsession anchor. Step-by-step guide to mastering the obsession anchor. Step 1. Set the stage. Choose an environment that sparks mystery. Think a rooftop bar in Manhattan or a hidden jazz lounge in Chicago. Use low lighting, slow background music, and intimate spacing. Step 2. Build emotional tension. Keep eye contact slightly longer than normal. Lower your tone and slow your words. Make her lean in, physically and emotionally. Step 3. Trigger emotional highs. Use playful teasing to spark laughter. Switch to deep vulnerability to create intimacy. Alternate between comfort and unpredictability. Step 4. Anchor the experience. Introduce unique sensory cues she'll remember. A phrase, a song, a subtle touch. End with something open-ended, creating unfinished tension. Step 5. Disappear strategically. After the peak, give her space. Let her replay the experience in her mind. That's where obsession builds strongest. Now, brother, ask yourself, are you leaving women satisfied, but not obsessed? Are you giving her everything too quickly and losing her interest? Are you failing to plant psychological anchors that make her crave you? Because here's the hard truth. The men who trigger obsession never have to chase women again. The Stoic twist: less effort, more impact. The Stoics believed, control what you can, influence what you must, let go of the rest. That's exactly what the obsession anchor teaches you. You don't have to force attraction. You create it naturally by understanding the deep triggers inside her mind. You don't chase. You draw her in. You don't demand desire. You become desire itself. Final words for Chapter 5. Brother, this is the end game. The obsession anchor isn't just a position. It's a psychological framework. A blueprint for creating intense emotional bonds, unforgettable memories, and a magnetic presence she'll never forget. Master this, and you'll never have to wonder if she'll come back. Because she won't just come back, she'll never want to leave. Now all 5 Stoic secret positions are complete. We've built an ultra-pro level YouTube script, step-by-step designed to hook viewers, keep retention high, and go viral. Conclusion. Brother, master these 5 Stoic intimacy positions, and you won't just be better in bed. You'll be unforgettable, because this isn't about techniques. It's about psychology, presence, and power. So if you're ready to level up your intimacy game, start practicing these secrets today. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time, stay strong, stay stoic, and stay unforgettable.